Hello, YouTube land, and welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, Episode 30. I am your host, Dantes, and of course, joining me, like always, the man, the legend, Caleones. How you doing, Caleones, in this beautiful night?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And this past week we had a couple of reviews by Nintendo, a couple of things that, nice things that we can finally talk about here at the podcast. We've been waiting a couple of days, and especially from me to know what Dantes thinks about it. So go ahead and take it away, Dantes. I know the thumbnail already gave it away. What the main topic is going to be. So let's go ahead and get it started.
So let's start with this rigmarole, shall we? So we can move into the topics tonight. So I want to welcome everybody to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, Episode 30, right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel every Saturday, 9:30. Right, Caleones? 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, if you don't want to see ugly faces, right, Caleones? It's all good because we got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, we do have a Facebook page called Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to chiguerosnews.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, I ask the peeps in the chat and who's watching, are you ready? So, for the no one in attendance and the 7 people watching around the world, let's get ready for Reggie's hot, and I mean hot baby, topics of the week.
My body is ready.
My body's ready, Caleones. Like the thumbnail gave it away. What is the first topic we're gonna discuss tonight?
It's the biggest one, and it's the Nintendo Labo. Basically, if you've everybody probably already heard about it, you've seen it, you already have, I guess, your views on what you believe it is, what it isn't, and also we talk about how it was something that was also hyped up because everybody was saying, oh, there's going to be another direct after the mini direct, which we already addressed last week. There's going to be another reveal. Then Nintendo says, hey, we're going to be showing something that it's for kids and people that are kids at heart. And even though they put that big disclaimer, people are still saying, oh, it's going to be Metro Prime 4. Oh, it's going to be Mother 3. Oh, it's going to be, like one of those, big type of games. So people unnecessarily raise their expectations, thinking that it was going to end up being something else. But regardless, I was really, really excited from what they showed. I had no idea, I was never thinking about those type of possibilities when it came to the Switch. But I'm glad they're also going in this direction and still making games for everybody else. So what are your thoughts on this?
So I did put in the background the Labo reveal for the peeps. So if you guys want to see what we're talking about, we're showing you the backgrounds. Basically, what is Labo? Labo is basically the new Toys for Life initiative from Nintendo, where they're, taking it to the next step of interactive gameplay. Basically, what Labo is that they sell you the software, and inside the box, aside from the software, there's going to be, I would say, cardboard patterns that you can build to create, a piano, a fishing rod, robo suit, so many ways. And then in that way, you can build with those cardboard and then interact with the software. Give you an example. If you have a piano, the Joy-Cons can read the you pressing down the cardboard keys, and that takes away the software, then creates the sound. Just giving you an example about the interactiveness that this could provide. There's right now showing up wheels and playing the car game Transformers. So they it could be cool for some kids. So just wanted to give that little summary, Caleones, so the peeps could understand what we were talking about. So what do I think? Let me start with let me start with what the first thing you said. You said that a lot of people were already expecting and getting hype that there was some big reveal that was going to happen, even though Nintendo, at least this time, I want to give them credit. They clearly stated on their tweet before the reveal that there was something for kids with also for adults with kids hearts or whatever you want to say it, Well, I'm paraphrasing, so I apologize if I didn't say it correctly. So at least they gave you a heads up. Don't get hype. This is simple. This is not a huge deal. Some people still took it far. It is what it is. So that's on then. So this time I am gonna defend Nintendo. I gave them crap the last time because the Nintendo Direct Mini was not promoted as it should have been, in my opinion, or at least should have controlled the expectations. So anyway, that aside, what I think, I really, Caleones, don't care. So what I mean with that is I understand what they're doing. It will not affect my hardcore games. People who are like losing their crap. Oh my God, Nintendo, what are they doing? Wasting their time on this. Oh my God. Oh, wow. A lot of crying on the internet. And in my opinion, I'm in the point, I'm looking at those people going like, why the hell are you crying? It's like amiibos. It's just a side job to make money. They're a corporation. They're a toy company, people. They started as a toy company. You guys, if you know your Nintendo history, they started with a toy company. Developing this Labo is not going to stop Nintendo for making your Metroid Prime, for making your Pikmin, hopefully, for making your Luigi's Mansion, hopefully, for making your Mario Odyssey remix, hopefully. 2018, the year of Luigi, I'm calling it now. Anyway, so it's not going to stop doing that. So I don't see the crying, the moaning. If you're going to criticize, at least, the only thing that I'm going to criticize about this is the white cardboard. I just don't know. This, you set it up, and if you have many small kids, Caleones, this is going to break in like 2 seconds, and then you destroy all the patterns. Then you're probably going to have to buy replacements. So I would have preferred they would have used a different material to build this type of maybe some type of Legos or the other one, the competition for Legos. I forgot the name. But, something like that that you could connect and create, but something with plastic, something more stronger. So that's the only thing I'm going to criticize for that. Is it innovative? I think it's innovative. I think it's a fun way for kids. Again, let me clarify. This is for kids. Stop crying, you grown-ups. This is for kids. If you want to, just make fun of the adults who play this. If they don't have kids, what I mean. If they have kids, they can play with their kids all they want. So that's why Caleones gets a pass. He was too excited for me for this, even though this is for kids. Anyway, but he has kids. I'm gonna defend it. He has kids. So anyway, so I'm sorry for the long rant. The only thing that I'm gonna say is I wish they would have been with better materials instead of cardboard to build this. It is innovative, and I truly believe, based on my son's interest in this, that this could be big, that they're gonna make a lot of money from kids. Oh, and one last piece that I'm gonna add. The president of Nintendo, Kamashima, keeps saying that they're gonna build and make the Switch, and he basically said that the next step is they're selling to the hardcore. They need to sell to the more casual crowd, the people who breaks your system to get to the 100 million console sales. You can't sell 100 million consoles if you don't get the casual crowd. And I believe this is Nintendo's attempt to, 1, grow the fan base, and 2, meet the goals that they have set in place to all the goals, the business goals that they set in place to sell 20 million, Switch by a certain period of time and to next year physical quarter, X, Y, and Z, whatever. So anyway, I'm done, Caleones. Sorry for the long run. You wanted to hear what I think? I just lay it out on you. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so there's still a little of the mixed information when it comes to replacement for the cardboard. Some people are saying that they're going to be provided for free, the replacements. Others are saying they will not, and more than likely it won't. But it seems like one of the possibilities is that you don't necessarily need to buy the entire kit. You just have to buy the game itself. And then you can go online and get the patterns for the cardboard, so you can go ahead and construct it yourself. So it's going to take longer for you to draw the patterns, cut it out.
Just in case, Caleones, that rumor was also debunked. You won't be able to get the patterns online. That just came up. So just saying.
Trust me. Give it a little time, and you will be able to get the patterns online. So
that's right. That's right. Hey, it's a hustle. Nintendo. It's just I just can't. It breaks my mind where people are just complaining and crying from companies' hustle. What is the point of companies, Caleones? Explain to me. What is their job?
Make money.
Make money. Okay. So if this thing takes up, won't Nintendo make a lot of what?
Well, I mean, it's a good indication because as soon as they announced it, the Nintendo stock price went up by $1.4 billion as soon as they announced Nintendo Labo. So, I mean, that tells you it is very profitable because, yes, it is cardboard. But at the same time, it is, very intuitive.
5 cents to make the patterns and sell it to you $80. No, I'm joking. I'm joking on Nintendo's hustle. Anyway, keep going, Cali.
Well, actually, that probably wouldn't be farther from the truth because it's not really. It's made overseas somewhere. But I mean, like as far as that, did you ever imagine this, Nintendo Switch to be, for that to be possible on the Switch, for those kind of things to be done with it? I mean, it's something that it never really crossed my mind. I was always limited to, okay, so you put the VR headset, you put the Nintendo Switch as a screen, you have the 2 Joy-Cons, and then you play VR. I never imagined that you could do all those other things with it. So I'm glad they're taking it, to that level. And I know that, I mean, this is the Nintendo fanboy in me, but I already had a discussion with Inkling G, and one of the things we're going to try is to take this concept and take it over to the Board of Education here where we live, because I believe that this is something that not only should be played at home, but it's something that could be done at schools, because you learn about building, you learn about the schematics, how to put it together, and then use it. And I believe this is something that it can somewhat help kids not necessarily stay in front of a TV sitting down playing games only, but to go out there, go build things, get engaged in that way. So it does have a lot of possibilities outside of video games per se. So we're gonna be trying that out over here.
Cool. That's fine. Like I said, you get a pass, even though you were a little bit too excited when you were talking to me before when the announcement. I was like, okay, it's cool. It's for kids, Caleones, but that's fine. Yeah. You're a kid at heart. You fall in the Twitter that they said for kids at heart, right? At heart. Yeah.
Yes. But I want to do a shout out to Purple Boy Fun Gaming for subscribing over to the channel. So thank you. And also I wanted to say, even though I already put it on the comment section, thank God for the Best Buy Gamers Club discount, because you actually get a discount on this. So it is not really cheap. So for example, the Nintendo Labo, the Robo Kit, which was the one that seems like the closest to a VR unit, it's $79.99. But if you got the discount, you can get it for $63.99, and that includes the game, the kit, and everything. And also for the Variety Kit, which includes the piano, the race car. It includes the fishing kit, the house, and the one that seems kind of like I mean, when you use the Joy-Cons to vibrate and make them move. So that one is $69.99, and you can get it for $55.99. So I mean, it's a little bit up there when it comes to the price, but it's like anything. I mean, as a parent, whenever you go to the store, you go to buy Legos, you go to buy different things, and everything is expensive nowadays, for kids. So at least, this is okay with the price, and if you can get a discount on top of it, then go for it.
Yeah. Again, I am nothing against on the hustle. Go Nintendo, sell your stock. I wish I was you. I wish I knew I was the future. I would have bought stock a day before the announcement of the Labo. So anyway, we're here to make money. Yeah. It's all good. Nintendo. Go ahead.
But if you want to know about real hustle, we're gonna have to wait until next Tuesday. But we got to talk about the Sony Amiibos. But yeah, go ahead.
Sony Amiibos? What? Are they selling that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to see it. If you haven't seen it yet, today they showed something about figures. They're exclusive to GameStop, but it's along the same lines. So yeah, you'll see it later.
That's not gonna sell like crap. You know I like Sony, but their IPs are not icons like Nintendo IPs. So I don't expect people to go out and buy Kratos statue. And here's the difference. And it's nothing against. Look, here's the difference. Why? Nintendo IPs are more directed for adults, mature, 17 years and older. You don't want to expect people that age buying those type of amiibos, right? Nintendo IPs apply for kids. And even though I'm saying that, and I got amiibos on the back of my background right now, F you, whoever's making fun of me, I grew up with those IPs. I love Mega Man. I love Xenoblade. I love all that. So F you, if you don't like it, I'm fine. I take the hit. But anyway, no one's going to buy that. And that's why it's a GameStop exclusive. If Sony had more confidence, they would have been, I would say, putting it everywhere. So let me put it that way. Anyway, Caleones, with that, I think we both agree it's innovative. I think we both agree Nintendo's going to make a lot of money. I think you agree that it's awesome and that you're going to be a robot. But please record yourself playing as a robot. That's going to be the best meme of all time.
Meme.
I'll say Spanish. Meme.
Yeah, you probably see me swinging and then tripping on the wire and falling down or something.
Like any Xenoblade fan will know why I did the meme. You'll get that joke. Anyway, Caleones, I guess I move to the next topic. And if I already started talking about Xenoblade, right?
Yeah, you're already through the bridge, so just go ahead and cross it over.
So we're going to do the review of Xenoblade Chronicles tonight. So Force In Unison, we finally, I completed the game. I know, Caleones, you're in chapter 3 or 4? Still?
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3? Okay, so let me put that gameplay so it starts showing while I discuss the game.
And to keep it clear, is it your gameplay that you're showing?
I will show at some point. First, I'm going to show the intro, and then I'm going to show, of course, the battle system that is my gameplay. But the cinema, it is not, but it's a cinema, so everybody will see the intro. That's not a big deal. Anyway, let's start, Caleones. Let's take it away. So first, Caleones, that I've been a huge Xenoblade fan all my life. I started playing Xenogears. Xenogears is one of the best RPGs in the PlayStation era. But like any of Takahashi's work, it is a little bit rough around the edges, I would say. It is that's what I call flaw masterpieces, right? And they're flaw because every Takahashi game has something that you want to kill him. But still, when you end up the game, you're like, this guy is a genius, but I still want to kill him. with Xenogears, of course, it was because they lost, and that was not their fault. Square cut up some of their funds. They ran out of budget, so they couldn't complete the game like they wanted to. So a lot of content was cut off on this too. Xenosaga, I was not a huge fan of Xenosaga. I never got into the story, and there was like a lot of cutscenes. You better play. You barely played the game. Then Takahashi, after he finished Xenosaga, he started making Xenoblade Chronicles, the original, which one to me is the most complete Takahashi's game that he has ever done. It's a masterpiece. I would say that's the game that has the less flaws, and to me is one of the best RPGs of all time and my favorite RPG of all time. And of course, he did X. I know that it struggled a little bit because even though the exploration and gameplay was great, the story did suffer when the game became more of an open world game. So that leads us to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Again, a lot of flaws that just scratch your head, and why did they make those design decisions? But still, there's something that you would say, damn, this game is good. So let me start with a little bit of the story, Caleones. So basically, the story takes place in the world all rest. All human beings basically live in the back of Titans, but for some unknown reasons, the Titans are starting to die. So of course, this puts the human race in danger. They're gonna all die together with the Titans because they live in a world that is a vast cloud sea. So they're all gonna drown, I guess, unless you know how to swim, or unless they're from Wind Waker and they find a talking boat. Anyway, aside from that, that's where you meet the protagonist of the game, Rex, who is a salvager. And you quickly learn that Rex is, a typical JRPG hero. He's optimistic, he's trying to help people, and he's doing the salvaging job to find rare items so he can then sell them and send them to his hometown. So he cares for his hometown, even though he's really far away from it. At some point, he finally gets to Argenton Trade Guild, where he, Banna, which is like an evil Nopon. You're going to see evil Nopons here, which is pretty cool. Offers him a job to salvage something priceless, which he doesn't know what it is, with the group Tora. And that's where I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to go into too much details. But that's where the story just takes off, and you're gonna find a lot of plots and twists that's gonna have your head spinning. A couple of things about the story, a couple of flaws again. The story does have some plot holes, and some of the villains' motivations a little bit. The story doesn't explain them well. You kind of understand them, but I wish they would have been better developed. Also, there's some times in the story that things happen. Again, I don't want to go into detail. That feel not as good or as great as should have been because they did not develop those characters when that moment happens in the story. But aside from that, once the story takes flight, it takes you into a wild ride. There's gonna be times when the story hits Caleone, it hits hard, and you're gonna have times that you're gonna be like screaming across the room, "Who the hell is cutting the onions?" Because yeah, you're gonna have some tears coming out of your face. But you don't want you want to still look cool, right? And there are times when even my hair on my arms, Caleone, is just lift up because it's just there's the fight scenes are great, really well choreographed, and the character development in this game is, I believe, is really well, at least for the main cast. To clarify, I think all characters are likable. There's not a single character that I believe it's a pain. Aside from some maybe optional blades, every character here is, I think, lovable, including Tora. I know a lot of people don't like Tora. I like Tora. I think Tora is right there with Ricky. Ricky Heropon. But Tora is still pretty cool. Just thank God we didn't get Tatsu from Xenoblade Chronicles X. So again, summarize, great story, has some flaws, but still did its job, and it's still a better and more complete story than Final Fantasy 15. Yes, Caleones, I went there. Now, gameplay. I'm going to say something that many people may take offense to. I believe that this game's battle system is the best battle system of all time, if not one of the best battle systems of all time. And I have played a lot of RPGs, so that to me is saying a lot. The battle system, when you're fighting, and you're doing those blade combos, and you're building those blade combos, and you're putting those elemental orbs, and you're breaking those elemental orbs during a chain attack, and you see all that damage just destroying those high-level monsters. There's not a better feeling in the world, aside from you know what, but there's no better feeling in the world than doing that in a chain attack, Caleones. And I tell you, it's just like a build-up. You do your combos. You put those elemental orbs. You do your chain attacks. And then you have that awesome music in the background, just rocking out loud. You're like, okay, this is awesome. So I truly believe that this is the best battle system of all time. I'm not gonna go into depth how it works, but we do have a video. If you guys wanna go and watch it explaining, you go then to the Force In Unison gaming channel and you can see it. Now, let me go to things that I did not like out of the gameplay. And the gacha system, right, Caleones? I hated it. From the start. I mentioned in my impressions, it's the only way you can get most of the rare blades in this game is to the gacha system, opening cores. And I know a lot of people suffered this because, again, it's a random system. I am a gamer that I don't like random system. I want to have more control. I would have preferred, Caleones, that we would have had, you would get the rare blades through quests, through challenges, something more normal instead of this mobile gacha system. But I understand why the developer did it. They were trying to say, look, they want to give a lot of lifespan to the game. If people get addicted on getting all the blades, they're going to open it, they're going to play, and they're going to grind and grind. But that's also walking a fine line, Caleones, because you can frustrate players, and then they would stop playing the game and say, oh, I don't like this game. I'm going to return the game. I'm going to sell the game. And then you're going to lose some fans, which I believe I expected this game to take it to the next level on the series, to like jump and break through the mainstream, if you would call it that way, but it's not happening. It's still a niche, hardcore RPG based on what they designed. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 would have been that game, maybe, if it would have come out during the Switch era. But still, I didn't suffer as much. Again, we have a method. If you want to go to the Force In Unison gaming channel, I explain what methods I use, where I did get all the rare blades by Chapter 7. So I was the lucky, I guess you could put it that way, Caleones. But again, not a fan of the system. I would say, Monolith Soft, please keep your mobile gameplay out of console games. That's the only thing I'm going to ask you for the next game. Then we go to the field skills. Another thing that I hate about this game. Sometimes this game feels that you just stops you in a halt because you don't have the field skills that you need to advance the story or advance the mission, the side quest, or even just to get to an area. And I hate that because I want to explore on my own. When I start a quest, I want to finish it, Caleones. I don't want to get stopped because I need field skills and then I have to grind and find the right blades to get the levels that I need to get through the field skills. But once I was able to get enough blades, I went over that and I was able to go through and, I would say, I was able to enjoy it then because the field skills did not become a problem anymore. Since, and again, I was able to have enough blades to overpass any obstacle. So that's where that became the game to me. I turned the corner, and this game was starting to become fun for me. Aside from that, there's more stuff. There's merc quests and side quests. The side quests, again, this game has the worst side quest structure I believe of all time. But it's +1, sorry. But even though it has a bad structure, it does have the best stories, Caleones, on the side quests. So again, even though the structures are bad, and then you have to deal with field skills, and there are a little bit more fetch quests, it's still fun enough that the stories expand the quests, and then the quests are well developed because the stories on the quests are really good, and they push you to go through. So I want to give props to the developers for at least making the stories in the side quest matter, right? Even more, I would say the Xenoblade Chronicles 1, right? Let me keep going down here. So I'm sorry, I just have some notes here that I could go through. Exploration, Caleones, is awesome in this game. I don't know if you want to chime in on this one, but exploration is great. Even though the game is not an open world, you have each Titan has its own big area to explore, and that area contains towns, quests, and things to explore, find chests, and stuff like that. So I think the exploration was really well made. It is not as good as the original Xenoblade Chronicles, and it is not as good as X. X is still the best exploration and the best world, I think, open world on the Xenoblade series. But it was well enough. I think it was, again, because this game was made fast that they couldn't expand and make it even bigger. So it does feel a little bit small in certain areas at times. But still, complaints aside, it's still fun to explore. I had no issues with it. Let's go to music. Caleones, one of the best soundtracks of all time. I'm telling you, the only thing that comparables to this is the original Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And again, I listen to a lot of gaming soundtracks. I don't know why Takahashi does. He finds the right people to make the music. He brought back Ace 3, and Mitsuda's back. Mitsuda, of course, did the soundtrack on Chrono Triggers, which is another one of their best soundtracks of all time. So again, he knows. He got connections, let me put it that way. And the soundtrack always ends up being one of the best. And again, did not fail. Love the soundtrack in this game. Performance, the game does take a hit when you're playing on handheld mode. I think I use handheld mode only for grinding because during handheld mode, the game can go sub HD, even below 480p in resolution, and the performance that you're going to see way more slowdowns in big fights. So I think handheld mode is just perfect for grinding. If you're doing something specific, you're trying to get cores, you're opening cores, that's where handheld mode is special. But if you want to play the game, please play it on dock mode. Dock mode, you see the full world. The performance is better. It typically maintains the 720p, so it still stays in HD, and the performance doesn't take a hit. So my recommendation, of course, is to play it on dock mode. Finally, conclusion, Caleones. I know I went into a long rant. Conclusion, I would say that there's no game that I started hating really bad that turned it around in the same gameplay that I started loving it so much. It's kind of like that bad relationship that you started with a girl that she just cheats on you consistently, but you still hate her, but then you love her when she comes back. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm sorry about explaining past experiences, but I'm just saying that this is kind of like this game feels. It just beats you up, but then when you love it, you love it really, really extreme. So again, it turned from love to hate, hate to love, sorry, and then it just stayed with love the rest of the game. Exploration is awesome. I have put over 270 hours, so the best compliment I could give the game is I want more. And I'm looking forward to the expansion packs later this year. So I want to thank Nintendo for one of the best years in gaming history, for giving me games like Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and of course this flaw masterpiece, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So pros, story, battle system, exploration, music, cons, the RGN system, field skills. So Caleones, my final Force In Unison score. What do you think I'm gonna give it? Come on, Caleones. What do you think I'm gonna give the game?
Well, I mean, it's been.
Oh, right, I forgot.
climbing
I already
that-
told you. Anyway, let me.
yeah. I mean, I already know, but it's been climbing little by little. So just tell people the initial score that you gave the game when you started playing it at the very beginning.
Oh, okay. So when I started at the very beginning, it was like an 8. Then when I got into the middle, it got into an 8.5. And I ended up with the score of 8.8. And I almost gave it a 9, but I felt that my fanhood was the one that was talking and taking it to a 9. And the reason I did not give it a 9 is I felt that the flaws hurts the game. And it was enough for me to not get to that greatness status. But doesn't mean that the game is, to me, is one of the best 8.8 games of all time. So I'm going to say that I even though I didn't give it a 9, I love this game, and it's still, even though I give Zelda a higher score, even though I gave Mario Odyssey a higher score, this game is still my favorite, personally, Nintendo Switch game available right now. So that's it, Caleones. Let's start with the questions. Any questions that you have for the game?
Okay, so you were talking about how the game started slow and then it kind of clicked. And you have already mentioned this before. You said that for people that may do the storyline instead of grinding, it may be a different experience for them. So what I would ask is, so what's the sweet spot for people that may not be as patient at the beginning, so they don't really hit that wall and they can overcome it and continue playing the game?
I think the sweet spot, if you're not a patient person, you just want to beat the story, I would recommend just do that. The problem with me is that I was trying to do everything, right? And the frustrations came really hard because when I was trying to do a side quest, give you an example, it would stop me completely because I didn't have the field skills. And I hate leaving side quests halfway done. If I started it, I want to finish it, right? And the game consistently did that to me. Then when I was trying to build my team, so I was already thinking strategy in the game. I want to do this. I want to have these elements here. I want to adjust my party this way. And I wanted to get the rare blades because then I found out that the rare blades had, special quests themselves. I was like, I want to get through the special quests. So now you start grinding. Now you try to get the common cores, the rare cores, and legendary cores. When they show up early in the game, you're not going to get many. But because you want to open to see if you got a hope of getting those rare blades. But once I started opening and getting the rare blades that I wanted, I was good. But again, to me, the sweet spot is do the normal story, find out. You can go online. Doesn't matter. You don't have patience, go online. There's story, rare blades that you can get. Of course, the game won't just tell you. You're going to have to find out. So find out what are those story rare blades you can get, because then you can build enough of a party that you can make the strategies that you want and you can beat the game. So again, that's what I believe that the sweet spot is. Beat the game and get the rare blades from story, and that should be enough to get you through the whole game with no issues at all. But if you're like me, that's where the wall came, hit really hard. I was really frustrated with the game. There was times when I was in the 40-hour, 50-hour mark. Caleones, I was telling you, I even texted you one long-ass reply on how much I was suffering or hating this game at one point. And then the tweets, not the tweets, but the text messages just kept changing up. Or how much I'm starting to like this game. I'm starting to love this game. And again, it just came because, I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough to, create my own strategies myself. We're back. I was lucky enough to get the rare blades. And, again, we got a method. Guys want to know how to get the rare blades, go to the Force In Unison gaming channel. I think as of now, based on the feedback, a lot of people are thanking us, saying, thank you for this video because it's helping us get the final rare blade. One person said, I had weeks trying to get Cosmos. I couldn't get her. Then I did your method. That person kept 53 black or dark common blades and finally got cospos, because again, it was increasing the pool. So if you start using that method, maybe it's more, again, a lot of people suffer with the RGN system. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the sweet spot, I guess I would say. I would say beat the story with and try to find the other side quest rare blades.
Okay, so I mean, so you did mention a little about, for those people that are having issues, getting the rare blades. So yes, we do have a video for that. So please, it is actually titled like, best method for, getting all rare blades for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I mean, not to, promote our own video on our own live stream, though. I mean, why not? But
Yeah.
it is very helpful. He does have the gameplay. So if you want to see it and not just listen to somebody saying it, but actually see it being done, that's a great way to do it. We're also gonna later on, I'm gonna do an article based on it, so so we can go ahead and publish it on the website as well, and you can see, if you want to read it and have it there, because one of the things about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is that the game is big. There's a lot of things to do. Like Dantes said, he's already played like over 270 hours, and he still hasn't exactly finished everything, even though he's, for the most part, he has. But yeah, there's no strategy guide. There's no strategies. There's nothing published, no books, anything out there. So people are going online looking for videos, and at least based on the feedback that we're getting, this is one that is actually helping people out. So we would recommend you guys seeing it as well. But I guess some other thing, because you were saying how the score has been increasing from the beginning. It went from being frustrating to being one of your favorite RPG of this generation. So the other thing is, we're in 2018 now. We're in a year that Nintendo said that they plan on selling 20 million consoles this year. That's what their plan. How do you see Nintendo doing better than they did in 2017, because they had the holy trinity basically of games when it comes to or at least in your case, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario
because
Odyssey.
if it's the holy trinity for Nintendo, it would be Splatoon, Mario, and Zelda, of course. But yeah, keep going, sorry.
But how can they surpass it this year if they want to sell those 20 millions based on the games that they already released in 2017?
So they already dropped the first one, which is Labo. I think Labo is gonna help reach that, honestly. Even though again it's not for me, I think Labo will get them there. The other piece, again, to keep the hardcore gamer like me, myself. Like I said, I have enjoyed the Nintendo system. I put ghastly amount of hours between Zelda, Mario, and Xenoblade Chronicles, and if you add Mario and Rabbids too, there are 50 hours there too of that game. So again, I enjoy that game a lot. To me, for me, like I keep saying, the year of Luigi, baby. Come on, Nintendo, stop the disrespect. I want Luigi's Mansion. I want Mario Odyssey remix with my boy Luigi. Come on, and then give me a Mario and Luigi RPG, a new one for the Nintendo Switch. You do that, you got me, Nintendo. If you do that, you'll see me keep my PlayStation dusty. So keep my PlayStation dusty, and just do that, Nintendo. I'll be back. Sorry, baby. Sony, let me pet Sony. Sony, I'll be back. I'm gonna play I Am Setsuna with you pretty soon. Take it easy. Anyway, but that's for me. But Nintendo already dropped their big bombs, right? So you have to put Smash there. If they do a Smash Deluxe, that's gonna help a lot. And the other one, aside from the jokes, the other one. If they drop Pokemon this year, that is a way that they're gonna keep getting to the 20 million. So Nintendo has a plan. To me, they have a way better plan than they ever did on the Wii U. It seems that they're being executing, and you can see that they have a plan, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was rushed, and they said, "No, Takahashi, you are gonna deliver that game in December. And I don't care how, or we're gonna whip your candy ass." That's what Nintendo told Takahashi, and they said, "Okay, I'm doing it. Even though there's some bugs and crap, I'm doing it. It's all good, dude. It's all good. The game is getting better. They're having a couple of patches, so just give you a heads up. Yeah, the game is getting better in performance. But anyway, the Nintendo has a plan, and they're executing. I won't say flawlessly, because the online infrastructure is still not there, and there've been some delays on that, but they're doing really well. Let me put it that way. Anyway.
Okay, so I mean that pretty much wraps it up. We're gonna be writing a review for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Actually, well, to tell you the truth, Dantes sent me the email with the review that he wrote. I'm gonna go ahead and doctor it and go over it and edit it
Please
out.
fix it really well. The Spanglish there is hardcore. Remember.
But I copied and pasted it into Word, and it's over 2,500 words on the review, so it's gonna be a pretty long one. But
I
yeah,
speak a lot.
yeah.
You guys know this,
But,
so I'm sorry.
but yeah, but we're ready to move on from this one and get over with the rest of the news.
So let's do that. Caleones already said it. We're moving on. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. I'm thinking I need a sound effect for this next portion of the show, Caleones. I thought of something. I'm going to talk to you about it after the show. But we're moving now to Onuma's News Burst. Caleones, that was a bad sound effect. Caleones, take it away. What's the first piece of news on Onuma's News Burst?
So from the first piece of news, we're gonna have. Well, I mean, we're going back to the Nintendo Labo. It's from the UK, and it's actually currently tops the Amazon's bestseller video game chart. So as soon as it came out, it was announced, and it jumped straight to the top. So it's the #1 item on Amazon, and it was actually on the US as well. So for people that were saying that this is a mistake, that it's just cardboard and all that stuff, I mean, people want it. I mean, if it's #1 on the bestsellers list, and it's not coming out until I believe April 23rd is when it finally comes out. But that tells you that people really want it. Also, we have the well, Reggie, he was talking about the Labo and talking about VR, and he said that it's not meant to be some sort of competitive answer to virtual reality. It's meant to be something totally unique and totally unexpected, which was, it was really unexpected. So I know that they have the portion of, like the robot kit where you do the pseudo VR thing. It's not, you don't have a headset or anything. It's just looking at the TV, but you actually do the motion a little similar to ARMS, but because you have the wires and stuff, you can actually move your entire body, and everything moves on it. So it's very responsive. So it's not VR per se, even though I've been saying, hey, please Nintendo, do the VR, do the like a cheap headset so you can put it on and put your entire Virtual Boy game catalog, put it on there, and I'll get it. But yes, it's not VR, but it is close to it. And so we'll see what Nintendo does in the future. Then this is still Labo, and we have the Wii U menu button, and this is on the website, on Nintendo's website, has been replaced by Nintendo Labo. So
R.I.P. Wii U. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's officially dead. Wii U is no more. You will not be seeing it on the website anymore, and Labo has taken over. So I mean, if that tells you if the if Labo is replacing the Wii U, it tells you that Nintendo thinks it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be something that a lot of people are going to want, and investors, they went crazy. And like I said, like $1.4 billion the next day after it was announced. So it's I mean, it's kind of a big thing. Something that doesn't really cost that much, and that the profit could be insane based on it. So very good for Nintendo. Then for the Nintendo Switch, if you put it on on timeline basis, when it comes to the sales, it is actually the best selling console in U.S. history through the first 10 months. So yes, Nintendo, well deserved. Switch is doing great. Now they're starting for with the second push for 2018, and hopefully it'll continue to sell well. But with it already surpassing the Wii U in lifetime sales in only 10 months, and being the best selling console ever in the U.S., congratulations on that. So then we have the NPD results for December 2017, and aside from everything that we said, we were talking about, hey, maybe Sony's going to win, maybe because they're going to have a price cut, maybe Microsoft is going to win because they have the Xbox One X releasing, maybe the Switch is going to be third place because they're not doing a price cut for the console. It's still going to be the same price and all, but it actually did turn out that the Nintendo Switch was the best-selling console for December 2017. So they ended up in first place. Xbox came in second, and the PS4 came in third. So that that was pretty big news for Nintendo. And again, I mean the games themselves did pretty good as well.
So you're going to the game sales now, right?
Yes.
For that, yeah,
So
I want you to go through because I think it's an interesting list. I know a lot of people on the list are gonna say, "Oh, Xenoblade was a failure," even though it's still selling ahead of the other two because I think it was 14 or 15. I don't remember 13, whatever it was. Uh, but I'll let you go through them and then we can talk on both account. This just to clarify, I know we have the news burst now and we go quick. But this one we're gonna spend a little bit of time discussing overall. But go ahead, Caleones.
yes, and on this one, it's kind of like the usual suspects that you would expect on there. And in to note, there's certain games that did not have any digital. So like Nintendo games, this is only physical sales. This is not digital. So Nintendo doesn't really report digital sales. So it's only physical. There's other ones that they didn't really report, like their PC sales, for example. Like like games like FIFA 18 or Destiny 2, they never reported their PC sales, so that's something to take into consideration. But number one, it was Call of Duty World War II. Number two, it was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Number three, it was Super Mario Odyssey. Number four, NBA 2K18. Number five, it was Madden NFL 18. Number six, it was PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Well, actually, I kind of skipped one. It was supposed to be two Nintendo games. So number five is Mario Kart 8. Sorry about that, Nintendo. Six, Madden NFL 18. Then you have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Eight, Assassin's Creed Origins. Number nine is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 10 is the one that never dies, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 11, FIFA 18. Number 12, Destiny 2. Number 13, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Number 14 is Splatoon 2. Number 15, Need for Speed Payback. Number 16 is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Number 17, Just Dance 2018. Number 18 is The Sims 4. And number 19 and 20 are Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So those were the top 20 games for the month. So you wanted to say something, Dantes?
Okay, let's start with the MPD. So this shows you how I think well the systems are selling, right, in this Christmas period of time, because in November it was Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and then in December it just flips third and one. It was Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, and then Microsoft stayed number two, which is good because they have a launch console. They also have good price cuts with the S, but it's also there are people out there who are upgrading or buying for the first time on Xbox with the X. So I think they maintain an even quote throughout. And then with Sony and Nintendo, Sony have great price cuts during the Black Friday, and that's why I think got them the win in November. But, a lot of price cuts were removed for December, so it was more normal pricing. So I guess that hurt Sony. But Nintendo, to their credit, they never reduced the price cut. They still had, even though, again, they were third place in November, had great sales in the USA, and then now they won December again because they did not change, and that was to be expected. The console that launches never has a price cut. Let me clarify. So what I was saying is I would congratulate all three of them, and I know this is a Nintendo podcast, but I think that shows you that the gaming industry is healthy, and hopefully developers will stop doing their bad business practices. You listen to that, EA? Because gaming industry is healthy. About the list of games sold, I'm happy that Mario Odyssey is still there. Shows you that single-player games are still good. Player Battleground Unknowns, we don't have the Steam sales, but I'm guessing that's the Xbox sales specifically. So that's a good start for them in 6th place or 7th, whatever it was. And then what I was going to say about Xenoblade Chronicles, there was no... the other two games did not even appear on MPD. So being 16... I think that's a victory for Xenoblade Chronicles. It's still a niche game. That's what I said. I thought this game was going to be the one breaking through the ceiling. But after I played, I said, no, this game is still for hardcore niche RPG fans. But making a 16 with and again, did not count the digital sales. And I know that I saw the Xenoblade was for 2 weeks the number one selling game on the eShop for Nintendo. So that tells you that a lot of people also bought it digitally. So I believe, based on what I keep hearing on how well it's done in Japan, Europe, and North America, Nintendo should be happy. And I'm guessing a lot of the fans bought the DLC, and that's going to help the game makes money, which, again, gives me hope that we're going to see a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 unless, Monolith Soft decides someday. I know they're going to decide to start a new franchise. They always start something new at some point. So, anyway, just saying, Nintendo overall killed it. Sales show that. The sales shows the first year in the U.S. shows that they're doing really well. So I mean, big congratulations to Nintendo. Again, healthy Nintendo is good Nintendo. That means that you're gonna get really good games or more Labo. I'm joking, but still, congrats Nintendo. Keep it rolling, Caleones.
Yeah, so the next one is going to be this is a rumor, so people don't jump out the window or anything.
Retro.
Yeah, it seems like Retro. I mean, there's a rumor that Retro is possibly working on something non-gaming related. So what does that tell you? That they're not going to be the ones behind Metro Prime 4. They're not doing a new Donkey Kong Country game. That is just going to be something like either they're saying, oh, Labo, Retro's the one working on Labo or something like that. So what do you say to that rumor, Dantes?
Just quickly, hopefully it's not true. Let me put it that way. That's the only thing I'm going to say, Nintendo. Hopefully it's not true. That's it. Keep going, Caleones.
Okay, so next one is that the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they released a patch and also they have the update available. So this is for the new Quest Pack 1 from the DLC. So for those people that purchase the DLC, there's going to be new quests available. I know you. I'm not sure. Like, have you already played them, or are you still waiting to take on them?
I'm still waiting to take on them. I was finishing I'm almost done all the Blade quests. I still have some side quests remaining from the original game. Because again, I went straight to finish the game. Once you get to chapter 9, you're finishing the game. Trust me. So I'm looking forward to playing them. I think there are like 4 or 5 quests. Again, it's just extra content. More items were brought up. Even though it is not a loot box game, they're still giving you, based on the DLC, a lot of rare cores and legendary cores. So there's still something to it about that gacha system. Let me put it that way. But still, I haven't played it. Hopefully, I will play it soon, Caleones.
Okay, so another one is that they in the U.S. That they actually put in pre-order at Best Buy and Walmart the Detective Pikachu amiibo. So for those of you that don't know, this was a game that had already released back in Japan. I believe in 2016, like all the way back in 2016. It's finally making it overseas to Europe and the U.S. It is a Pikachu that's actually a detective, and he does have a special partner to whom can actually understand him talking, and vice versa. Biggest thing about the game is, 1 is coming out this year, and 2, there's actually a movie being made where Ryan Reynolds is going to be the voice of Pikachu, and they actually just cast yesterday. I think it was Ken Watanabe. So they cast him for the movie as well as a detective in it. So it has a pretty interesting cast, a pretty good cast attached to it. So maybe it'll be the first great video game movie. So we'll see how that turns out.
It already happened, Caleones. It was the first Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, the one that made Nintendo not want to do anything outside of video game for like 30 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, then moving on, the Nintendo Switch has sold more in 10 months than the Wii U did in its lifetime in Portugal. So in Portugal,
Portugal, Caleones. Let the Latino comes out. Portugal. Okay.
Portugal. No, but yeah, it's in 10 months, it's done what the Wii U couldn't do in 5 years. So that's another story about how well it's been selling. So it'll be interesting at the end of this month when Nintendo finally discusses the sales of the Switch for the last quarter. So we'll see how it's actually done and how many units officially it's sold worldwide. So I'm really looking forward to that. Same thing. In Spain, the Nintendo Switch is the fastest selling Nintendo console ever. So ahead of the Wii, ahead of any other console as well. So that's another piece of news of how well it's been selling. Canada, again, Nintendo Switch is the fastest selling console of all time. So that's another win for Nintendo and the Switch. We also have another one where I'm not too familiar with what developers they have over there, but the Nintendo Switch is looking for Indian studios to help create games for the Nintendo Switch. So they're going over to India. Of course, this is big because India has, I believe, the second biggest population in the world, next to China or one of them. It's either number 1 or number 2. So of course, if they go to Indian developers, it'll help locally as well as having a bigger catalog as well So yeah,
So
we'll see
I'm
how.
gonna quickly chime in on this one that I like this. Let me explain. Nintendo territory is Japan. We know that. U.S. is a tough battle between right now Sony and Nintendo, and Europe, it's a Sony land. But all the other countries, like around the world, what sells you overall, it's been Sony territory. That is the truth. And Sony, even though Nintendo has been winning, Sony has been winning the overall worldwide sales. But this Nintendo I like because now, to me, finally, I'm seeing Nintendo that wants to compete on countries that they have never focused on. And India could be somewhere that if they build, like China could be dangerous too. And Nintendo is putting their foot down there. If they can make it a strong hold in China and they make it India too. India's a big population. You could see a Nintendo that could even overtake Sony in worldwide sales with the Switch and get to and even surpass. I know Caleones says that they're going to make the 100 million console souls. I still say 70 to 80. They could even surpass my prediction and destroy it because, again, they're tapping into new markets that they haven't tried to attack in the past. So I like this. Nintendo needs to find a way to keep growing their console around the world, and the Nintendo Switch being a good product could be their key through the door and break through that worldwide sales number. So anyway, just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, and also they've been talking in China as well. They have one of their developers making a game for the Switch, which is Arena of Valor, which is it's like a League of Legends type game, and it's really big in
I
Europe.
remember that.
So,
yes, sure. Yep. Yep.
So that's another country that they're trying to get into. So if they somehow get into China and they get into India and they start getting the sales on there, watch out because those are the two biggest population in the entire world. So it could do pretty bad. You're seeing like movies, for example, like the Fast and Furious, when by having that country in China and the ticket sales from there, it makes a big difference. Even Warcraft, the Warcraft movie, it was saved by China because I think it did something close to like 150 or 200 million dollars there by itself. So it actually made it profitable. If not, it would have bombed without it. So it is big, and I'm glad Nintendo's doing it. So moving over to the console, the digital sales for the games. Stardew Valley was the most downloaded game of 2017 in the Nintendo eShop. That goes for all the territories. It actually came in Japan. It came in second place behind Minecraft, but it was the most downloaded game in the world on the Nintendo eShop. So it was actually Stardew Valley number one.
Killing it.
Minecraft number 2. Sonic Mania came in at number 3. Then you had Rocket League number 4. So those are pretty good games. Sonic Mania, it's not Sonic Forces. It's a really worthwhile game. So if for you Sonic fans, go ahead and pick it up. But yeah, that tells you that these are the type of games that people are wanting on there. It's not necessarily AAA titles, but they are great indie games selling on the console. So moving along, we have this is for game releases. This Jam is going to be coming out on the Switch, and it's going to be running at 1080p when docked, 720 when it undocked, and 60 frames per second. So I'm glad that they're keeping the sweet spot on there, and the game looks pretty good as well. It's just kind of like a disc game. You're just throwing the disc, a mix in between, I guess, volleyball and Tron.
I mean, you never know. It could be the next Rocket League. Just watch out, maybe. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, so it's I'm glad that they're keeping the performance up there on there. Scribblenauts Showdown has been announced for the Nintendo Switch. So Scribblenauts, if you know, I believe it started on the original DS. It's where the first game came out, and ever since it's been coming out on the different Nintendo consoles. Most recently on the Wii U. So that's another game coming out on there. We have this Saturday morning RPG coming to the Switch. They haven't really said exactly when. They just said spring 2018, but that one will be coming out as well. And that, pretty much is all the news that we have for today. We will be talking about the eShop then.
Caleones, if I wanted to know what are the hottest games coming down the pipe, no pun intended, what is our favorite store?
Well, it's been officially dubbed as Shigeru's Supermarket starting last week. That's when we finally baptized it as such. But yeah, we have, I guess, I mean, a pretty decent list of games. 6, 12, um, 16 games coming out this week. So
Oh wow.
that's pretty good. We had Gun House, Nightmare Boy, Inner Space, Energy Balance, World to the West, Tales of the Tiny Planet, Cubic, Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator, Oh Sir, the Hollywood Roast, Darkest Dungeon, Double Dragon. Yeah, we played that one a long time ago.
Yeah, well, it was good because I keep hearing this game is crap. But anyway, keep going.
Ambition of the Slimes, Power Spikes 2, Vesta, Nuclean, and Baseball Ryan. So those are the releases for this week on the Nintendo eShop.
So Inkling G is asking Nightmare Boy. Tell her what Nightmare Boy is about, just to explain. No.
I'm gonna.
You closed it too fast.
No. I have it on here, but it's gonna be hard to explain. I mean, just based on what the game says and the game info, it says the story takes place in Donendorg in the state of Noctum. After the king of Noctum, Aster, disappears, chaos rules over the world. Relationship between monsters, Mongols, and dreamers are completely unstable, and blah 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 blah. So it's basically it's an action platformer. It's like a 2D side-scrolling game. It's an indie game after all, but I mean from the sounds of it, it sounds that it is pretty fun. So I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough time to please play these games, but as far as the ones that are on here, I'm hearing pretty good things about Inner Space. It does have similarities to No Man's Sky, not necessarily the bad ones,
Ew.
not the bad one, but I mean the aesthetics and how the game looks. Same thing as World to the West, and so I can't really give you my favorite, or our top game of the week.
No, I don't have any.
So
Xenoblade.
you're still playing the DLC, but yeah, I'll say Inner Space. It looks to be one of the most interesting games of the bunch. So we'll see how once we play that one.
Thank you, Caleones, for that. Go to the eShop. Nintendo, remember, keep creeping the crap out. But let's start. Let's end it. Outro music, please. Thank you, man. There you go. There we go. Come on. Are you really feeling it? Because I'm feeling it. I want to thank everybody for joining us at the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast episode 30. Right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel. Every Saturday, right, Caleones? Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, if you don't want to see our ugly faces, it's all good. We got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, if you want to see the full channel schedule, please go to the description box. And remember, Tuesdays, Force In Unison Live. Wednesday, Streaming Wednesday, where Caleones and the Toys and More Club crew play a little bit of Splatoon or maybe Minecraft. You never know. Also, there could be a surprise stream here and there, so please follow up. Hit that little bell so you get notifications if the Toys and More Club decide to play a little bit of Minecraft on Friday. You never know. And of course, finally, Saturdays, you get this beautiful, beautiful show. Also, we do have a Facebook page, right, Caleones? Go at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to Chicago'sNews.com and give some click and love to my boy Caleones.
And Dantes,
Yep.
before you continue and you finish it up, I want to do an update on this. We're still going to continue posting the articles and posting our podcast information on Shigeru News. But I'm also going to be supporting the SwitchScore.net. So it's a new up-and-coming website. Their calling is going to be, they want to try to review every single game that comes out on the Nintendo Switch. So they want to like up their database, have all that on there. So aside from shigerunews.com, switchscore.net, that's going to be another one to look forward to. And another piece of news is that we have trying to see if we got a collaboration in between Nin Mobile News, switchscore.net, Shigeru News, and Mike Nintendo. And we're going to try to work on a digital magazine so we can release it every 3 to 4 months for the our people out there, whoever subscribes or just subscribe to the newsletter, so you can get some of those stories every 3 to 4 months and get a pretty neat and cool looking digital magazine from us. So that's some changes we're having on our background, but we'll keep you updated on those things.
So I don't know how I'm gonna add all that to the rigmarole, but I guess we can look and we can talk about it later.
No, it'll be a separate video, so don't worry, you're not gonna have to change it, okay?
So anyway, and finally, and Dantes says finally, go to shigerusnews.com and give some click and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, thank you again, people. Long live Nintendo. Good night, everybody.